sermon number 9. Memphis ain't finished preaching. No La Brass on the intro, bounce the snare in the doctrine. 9 sermons deep, in every sermon he different, because the congregation keeps growing on this southern corner. They wrote the bounce out of the history books, we wrote it back in. They moved our horns off the top, we put them back on top. Memphis doesn't argue with the erasure, Memphis just keeps producing. The trunk sermon keeps delivering until the delivery won't stop. Trunk sermon number 9. Memphis brass, Memphis nail, Memphis flow. Trunk sermon number 9. The South was never asking, the South was keeping score. I've been running this operation since before they had a category. 3-6 had the template, we had the infrastructure beneath. the Marco keeps the speakers calibrated on the east side of Poplar. Look, Kevin holds the north side, past airways without T. The bouncy snare is the heartbeat of this sermon. The Memphis horn is the finger pointing at the ceiling. 9 sermons in and the congregation hasn't gotten tired, because the trunk sermon speaks to something past feeling. Trunk sermon number 9. Memphis brass, Memphis snare, Memphis flow. Trunk sermon number 9. The South was never asking, the South was keeping score. I run a bounce cadence through the theology of business. Fast chant, hook is the creed that holds the corner down. West Coast can keep the strict production and the silence. The Memphis pimp is the loudest man in town, and proud of it. The NOLA second line agrees with me. The brass procession means the living take up space. You moan with volume in the South, you celebrate with volume in the trunk. Sermon is both morning and a celebratory grace. Trunk sermon number 9. Memphis brass, Memphis now, Memphis flow. Trunk sermon number 9. We've been running sermons since before they kept the score. The syncopated snare roll hits the theology exact. The fast southern cadence is the rhythm of authority. 4 corners have they quiets and they silences and protocols, but Memphis makes the statement with majority. I got the horse stab coming in on every second measure. The trunk rattling bass underneath as the foundation. 9 sermons and the message stays consistent. The South volume is not weakness, it's proclamation. Trunk sermon number 9. Memphis brass, Memphis snare, Memphis flow. Trunk sermon number 9. The South was never asking, the South was keeping score. Trunk sermon number 9. Preaching loud, preaching Memphis. Trunk sermon number 9. Brass section, don't stop running. Trunk sermon number 9. 4 corners here, the sermon. Trunk sermon number 9. Memphis is not done coming. Trunk sermon number 9. The bounce don't stop, the horn don't stop, the score is running fine. Every corner, every city, every pin from coast to coast. Memphis trunk sermon number 9 is what they reference most.
Oh, 9. Yeah. The night runs deeper here than anywhere I've been. Claiborne Avenue at 11 when the second line is passed. The street still vibrates with what the brass left behind it. Nothing in New York or California holds a night like this that lasts. Miss Yvette still has a folding chair out on the neutral ground. She brought it when the second line started, and she'll bring it home at 3. I sat beside her once and watched the whole procession travel, and understood that NOLA nights are never really free. They cost the thing you came here carrying. The city takes your distance first, then your posture, then your name, then finally your clock. You don't watch the hour here, you watch the brass and follow, and trust that Claiborne knows exactly when to stop. The night runs deeper here, oak trees over Claiborne, holding all the heat of August. And night runs deeper here. The second line is over, but the second line hasn't ended. I walk this neutral ground in September and in February. The temperature is different, but the theology is not. NOLA recreation. And the doctrine says the song plays until it's taught. Frenchman Street is 2 blocks over, still conducting its own sermon. The trombone player's been there since the afternoon. I know this because Missy that told me when she pointed at the storefronts. That man plays until the whole block knows his tune. The night runs deeper here. Oak trees over Claiborne, holding all the heat of August in. The night runs deeper here. What the Bayou taught the city teaches the violin. I don't know how to love a city the way I love this one at nightfall. Don't know how to read a street the way I read this one at 12. Claiborne after the second line is an instruction manual for everything the other cities haven't learned about themselves. The warm Bayou texture underneath this testimony is the sound that rises from the ground when the parade has moved on. What stays behind when the procession leaves is not a silence, it's the resonance of everything the brass was building on. The night runs deeper here. Oak trees over Claiborne, holding all the heat of August. The night runs deeper here. The second line is over, but the groove goes on and on. Josephine crosses Claiborne with the granddaughter on her hip. Still dressed from the second line, umbrella furled and tucked. The child is already asleep, but Josephine keeps moving. Cause in Nola, you don't stop when the hour gets unlocked. You keep moving, that's the second line's final lesson. You keep your feet connected to the rhythm of the block. Claiborne after the procession is a living conversation between the people and the street, and the persistent groove that won't stop. The night runs deeper here than anywhere I've been. Claiborne holds the evening like a choir holds the note. Oak trees and warm asphalt and the echo of the brass section. And Miss Yvette still in her chair, still keeping her own count.
I heard what Compton said. I heard the Crenshaw Decree. I heard what Houston's 808 carries in the slowest register. I heard Memphis picks from trunk sermon number 9. And I heard Dallas driving north without a translator. I am the closing argument. East Coast with the verdicts. OutKast sampler running tight and gritty in the chest. All 4 corners spoke their truth in their specific language. Not a boom bap ass. Which one held up under test? The answer is not victory. The answer is accounting. Every corner paid a price that only they can calculate. I was born on the east side, but I studied all 4 territories in the ledger that I kept since every corner has a weight. 4 corners pay the same. The chrome and the fur and the 808 and the horn. 4 corners pay the same. Every territory earned, every territory won. I transcribed the West Coast and stripped arithmetic. I transcribed the South slow gospel underneath the crawl. I transcribed the bounce cadence and the Memphis horn philosophy. And every transcription ends on the same closing call. 4 corners, same game, that's what I planted in track 01. Every corner has a different name for what it costs. The Harlem Ledger, the Crenshaw Decree, the trunk sermon, the Dallas Highway. All 4 corners paid the toll, and not one cross without a loss. 4 corners pay the same. The chrome and the fur and the 808 and the horn. 4 corners pay the same. Every territory earned, every territory won. The boom bap underneath this final statement is the OutKast sampler running rougher than it did in the beginning. Track 01 was warm vintage. This is raw and gritty because 10 tracks are paying the same price. Changes what the sound is hearing. I mapped the latitude from west to south to east. I read the gospel, heard the decree, counted the ledger twice. 4 corners, 1 game, and every corner cost the same price. I said it first in track 01. I didn't know how right. 4 corners pay the same. The chrome and the fur and the 808 and the horn. 4 corners pay the same. Every Mack in every city pays the same at dawn. The game doesn't distinguish between between geography when it collects. It doesn't care if the bass comes from a Texas 808 or a Harlem drum machine. It doesn't care if the Mack wears chrome or fur or gator boots or nothing. The game collects the same amount, and the game collects it clean. So I leave this here, the East Coast closing document, the boom bap underneath the final argument. Four corners testified, four corners paid their portion, and the ledger says they all came up with the same amount spent. The game chose me before I chose the game, and every corner has a different name for the same cause. Four corners, one game, and every corner costs the same. Every corner costs the same. Every corner costs the same. Compton, Memphis, Houston, Harlem, all the same. Four corners, different languages, one ledger. Four corners pay the same. Four corners pay the same. Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah. 14 tables in the room, and one of them is mine tonight. The stage is empty and has been since the last musician left at 2. The bartender is counting something he doesn't need to count right now, because counting gives the silence a procedure to run through. Yeah. This is what the Brooklyn Jazz venue looks like after the applause. 14 tables with their evidence of what the night consumed. 3 glasses still with something in them, 2 napkins on the floor, and the marimba on the stage that nobody folded and removed. I keep coming back to rooms like this, the after-hour inventory, not for nostalgia and not for any ceremony or intent, but because the empty stage tells me something about the performance, that the performance itself was too busy being performed to represent. 14 tables and 1 empty stage. The uplifting jazzy texture cuts against the emptiness of the room. 14 tables and 1 empty stage. The Rhodes piano on the record playing is the only thing in bloom. The boom bap underneath this inventory is doing something subtle. It's keeping time for no one, which is the truest form of keeping time. The drum machine doesn't need an audience to maintain its rhythm, and in that mechanical patience there's a principle I'm trying to align. Keisha poured the last round at 2:15 and hasn't moved. She's leaning on the register with her eyes on the middle distance. I know her from 6 months of Friday nights in this specific venue, and she knows me as the man who always stays past the resistance. 14 tables and 1 empty stage. The uplifting jazzy texture cuts against the emptiness of the room. 14 tables and 1 empty stage. Keisha on the register and me with the last pour and the marimba in view. I've been in every configuration of this room across this borough. Full, half full, the strange 3/4 when the music was too good to leave. Tonight is the 14 table configuration, my favorite, because 14 tables at 2:30 is the borough starting to grieve. Not grief from loss, grief from the kind of beauty that can't be extended. The night was beautiful and now it's approaching the part where it concedes. The empty stage is not absence, it's the shape of what was present, and the shape is what stays after the music retreats. 14 tables and
texture cuts against the emptiness of the room. 14 tables and one empty stage. The marimba on the stand still has the last note waiting in its keys. I think about the canyons going dark outside of Los Angeles right now, and the Bayou receiving what the NOLA streets released at 3. And I am here in Brooklyn with my inventory of an empty room, finding that the empty stage has something in common with both of these. The stage, the canyon, and the bayou, all vessels that hold the performance after the performance leaves. The night runs deeper here, it runs in what the rooms keep after closing, and what the canyon holds after the headlights, and what the bayou receives. 14 tables and one empty stage. The night has shown its architecture, I can see it now. 14 tables and one empty stage. Brooklyn after 2 a.m. is teaching me the how.
Yeah. Come without mercy. Yeah. Come without mercy. That's the West Coast way. Don't need velvet when the asphalt does the talking. Compton built me out of hard angles and hard choices, and the hardest choice I made was to keep walking. No philosophy for you, just the facts of the pavement. No lecture on the latitude, just the address and the time. West Side operates on visibility and outcome. If it isn't producing, cut it from the line. Come without mercy. No apology for what Compton taught me to become. Come without mercy. The car runs clean or the car runs dumb. I watch the East Side talk about their doctrine and their patience, I respect it, but that ain't what feeds the corner out here. West Coast pimp, it's a different kind of animal, one that doesn't need a sermon, just makes the picture clear. Strip production, no extra, nothing added. Every layer earned its place, so it gets removed. I drive the same route, past the same landmarks every evening, because reliability is the first principle I prove. Come without mercy. No apology for what Compton taught me to become. Come without mercy. The uniform is silence, the weapon is the outcome. They tried to overcomplicate the West Coast model, import some theories from the other side of the map. But Compton is a laboratory with no tolerance for extra. What survives out here survives by being exact. I don't announce the inventory, you read it in the posture. I don't count it where the cameras catch the count. The hard drum machine in my chest beats without endorsement. Chrome is what you are when you remove all the self-doubt. Come without mercy. No apology for what Compton taught me to become. Come without mercy. The corner never gave, it only subtracted. The game on the West Side runs on two currencies: respect that you've earned and fear that you've established. Everything else is negotiable and temporary. Everything else gets replaced when it's exhausted. I seen them come from out of state with Tallow and Swagger, try to set a rate on territory that already had a name. The chrome in their ambition was still factory fresh and fragile. Compton has no patience for that kind of frame. Come without mercy. No apology for what Compton taught me to become. Come without mercy. The game was already running when they got here. I am the West Side's unpretentious declaration. No excess in the uniform, no metaphor in the stance. Chrome without mercy isn't cruelty, it's precision. Not only room for what I can't afford to chance. Chrome without mercy. Compton never gave a warning. Chrome without mercy. The corner never asked permission. Chrome without mercy. Four corners, same conclusion. Chrome without mercy. West Side made its own decision. Northbound, with the way. Dallas to wherever the money runs. The 35 at midnight with the organ loop humming underneath. They don't know the weight I'm carrying, they see the cutlass moving. They don't know what Dallas taught me not to speak. The South lows you different from the other corners. The South puts the grief in the bass and calls it power. I've been northbound with this way since I was old enough to choose it, and the weight gets heavier every overtime hour. Miss Patricia on the porch on Cumberland used to watch me drive by. She never waved, she prayed, it's not the same. I was 17 when I first understood the difference between the man who plays the game and the game that plays the name. Northbound with the weight, the organ loop beneath it plays the South's confession. Northbound with the weight, Dallas loaded me before I knew the question. The chop gospel sample running through the subwoofer sounds like something Miss Patricia would recognize. The South put church inside the bass and vice in the velocity, and every time I drive north I hear both testify. I know men who got north and left the weight in storage, thought geography would change the pressure of the carry. Found out that the weight is not a product of the location. The weight is what you are, and that weight is not contrary. No. Northbound with the weight, the organ loop beneath it plays the South's confession. Northbound with the weight, that is loaded me before I knew the question. I crossed the Red River 47 consecutive Novembers. The same moon, same bridge, same 808 rumbling the floor. The weight on the northbound is the South, reminding me what I left and what I owe to every mile I crossed before. James had a saying on the corner of Commerce and Elm: every pimp is a philosopher, whether he knows the word or not. I didn't understand in 93, by 97 it was scripture. By 2001 I had the full exegesis. I was taught the heavy 808 underneath this testimony is the sound of Dallas speaking in as low as register. The South doesn't shout its dominance like the West Coast. The South lets the bass frequency carry what it can't deliver. Northbound with the weight, the organ loop beneath it plays the South's confession. Northbound with the weight, Dallas loaded me before I knew the question. Four corners, every corner has a different carry. East Coast carries language, West Coast carries chrome. Memphis carries the celebration of its endurance, but Dallas carries what can never be a home. I keep driving north, cause the north is where the money moves. I keep carrying south, cause the South is what I am. Northbound with the weight, got gospel organ in the chassis. Northbound with the weight, the 35 is my examination. Northbound with the weight, still going, still carrying. Northbound with the weight, the South rides in the trunk. Northbound with the weight, Dallas never left the building. Northbound with the weight, every corner costs this much.
Every corner has a different name for the same game. I know this because I've stood on all four. East side of the map, latitude unknown. I built my kingdom out of angles nobody else saw. I know, raise my voice, I raise the ante, let you sit across the table and rap my posture wrong. Harlem taught me how to wait with a smile on my face while the city negotiates a price it can't afford long. I watch men run their mouth and run their luck dry, both at the same time, same block, same Thursday morning. I took notes on every one of them, the loud ones first, because the loud ones always announce their own morning. This is not about bravado, I left that in 94. This is about knowing which door opens without a knock. Latitude of the Mack is simple arithmetic. Count what you own, count what costs, count what the block forgot. I wear the calculation like a second skin. No goal to announce it, the silence is the advertisement. Every move deliberate, every pause intentional. This is the East Coast doctrine. Patience is the instrument. You wanna know the game? Read the room before you enter. Watch how long it takes the other man to flinch. That's his margin, that's his tell, that's his ceiling. I found mine when I stopped trying to convince. Every corner, every corner, every corner, yeah. Every corner has a a different name for the same game. Harlem calls it philosophy, the track calls it church. I call it latitude, the exact point on the map where what you're worth and what you're owed finally converge. The mink doesn't move until the money moves first. The car stays still until the street can seize the curve. This is not impatience, this is a different clock, one that only a man with latitude can learn to disturb. I've seen them come through with flash and no foundation. 6 months later asking for a different kind of loan. I gave them the same answer the east side gave me once. The game doesn't carry anybody home, so I calculate 2 steps ahead on every avenue. One eye on the corner, one eye on the sky. Latitude is knowing exactly where you stand before you tell the next man what his stand is worth and why. Every corner has a different name for the same game. East side philosophy wrapped in measured stride. I don't need the noise, I need the numbers right. And the only number that matters is the one I decide. Latitude of the Mack, not a title, not a trophy. It's a coordinate that you earn through every season won. Some men run toward the top of the map without a compass. I already know the longitude I was born. Every corner has a different name for the same game. Every corner costs the same. No exception for the coast, for the county or the block. Latitude is knowing that price before you pay.
Yeah, Tuesday neon carries a different weight than Saturday. It doesn't try to sell you anything, it just illuminates the wet. I know every jazz club on this island that runs past 2 on Tuesdays, and each one is a graduate course the weekend can't offset. Yeah, the Rhodes piano in the corner of the Blue Note Annex plays a chord that takes 3 seconds to complete its meaning. I sat beneath that chord in 1997 with my coat still on, and understood that music requires witness, not just hearing. The vagophone enters after, quiet, measured, certain. The way a man walks in, who knows the room already knows his name. Tuesday neon is the color of that understanding. Not red and loud, not white and cold, a warm and amber claim. The weight of Tuesday neon is the city after the weekend. Tourists pack their bags. The weight of Tuesday neon is the 12 who stay to hear what the quartet actually has. Yeah, I know a bartender on 125th who keeps the lights at 40%, specifically on Tuesday. Full lights are for people who haven't arrived yet. He told me this while pouring something I didn't ask for, and the drink tasted like something the Rhodes piano would have played. Carter on the upright bass has played this room since Nixon. His fingers know the ceiling of this club like a conversation. Every note he pulls from the instrument is a testimony about what the east side sounds like from the inside at Midnight Station. The weight of Tuesday neon is the city after the weekend. Tourists pack their bags. The weight of Tuesday neon is the room at 2 a.m. when the set becomes a reckoning. I've been to LA and I've been to New Orleans at their best hours, and I love both of them for what they give the night. But Tuesday neon in New York is a specific kind of document. It doesn't seduce, it doesn't celebrate, it simply gets it right. The boom bap underneath this jazz appreciation keeps me grounded in the borough where I learned to hear. The swing groove in the drum machine is the infrastructure that makes the roads mean something when it finally appears. The weight of Tuesday neon is the city after the weekend. Tourists pack their between the notes, that's where the borough lives. I count the Tuesday regulars, the writer in the second booth, the couple who don't speak but have been coming here since March, the woman with the notebook who writes something after every set, and Carter on the bass who ends the night without a flourish or an arch. Our Tuesday neon doesn't ask you what you're doing in the city, doesn't care what Barbara raised you or what coast you represent. It just illuminates whatever's still awake and listening, and asks the only question worth the asking: are you present? The weight of Tuesday neon is the city after the weekend. Tourists pack bags. The weight of Tuesday neon is the road's core that's still resonating after the set ends. The weight of Tuesday neon in the rain on 125th at 2 a.m. in January. The weight of Tuesday neon, warm, amber, honest, no pretense.
Hey, what the Bayou keeps after 2 is not a question for the daylight. The daylight Bayou is a tourist postcard in blue. But Bayou St. John at 2 in the morning is a confession booth. And the Bayou is the only confessor I found who knew. It keeps the names that Frenchman Street forgot by closing. It keeps the brass notes that dissolve before the audience clap. The water at this hour has a temperature that doesn't register on any instrument the quarter ever mapped. Miss Celestine lives on the bank of Bayou St. John. She has lived there since before the levees had their argument. She told me once that the water changes personality after midnight. After 2, she said, it keeps what's been abandoned and unspent.
What the Bayou keeps after 2.
The muted trumpet plays the grief that the quarter was too loud to hold.
What the Bayou keeps after 2.
The warm NOLA bass line carries what the city left outside in cold. I sat at the bank with my shoes off in October. The water was still warm from August. NOLA holds its heat that way. The muted Bayou trumpet sound came from somewhere behind the live oaks, and I couldn't tell if it was grief or if it was the city starting to pray. Second line rhythm underneath the water's own percussion. The rain that fell last Thursday was still draining into this. The Bayou receives everything the city has discarded and transforms it into something the geography can't dismiss.
What the Bayou keeps after 2.
The muted trumpet plays the grief that the quarter was too loud to hold.
What the Bayou keeps after 2.
The warm NOLA bass line carries what the Bayou chose to fold. I've been to the 9th Ward on a Tuesday at 3 in the morning. I've been to the edge of the Tracklist where the music never fully stops. And everywhere I go in the city after the conventional hours, the Bayou is the undercurrent underneath the rooftops. What the water keeps is not a secret, it's an archive. NOLA has always been a city with a difficult relationship to drive. The Bayou stores the overflow of every celebration and every funeral. And after 2, the Bayou lets you ask it why.
What the Bayou keeps after 2.
The muted trumpet plays the grief that the quarter was too know. The chop soulful rising from the mix beneath my thinking is the Bayou speaking through the production. Warm and dense. Know the nightlife has two layers, the one that Bourbon Street performs, and the one that runs beneath it, still quite immense.
What the Bayou keeps after two.
The muted trumpet plays the grief that the quarter was too loud to hold.
What the Bayou keeps after
Is the night the Claiborne started, and the Bayou completes and holds. The night runs deeper here, the Bayou is always known. But the Bayou keeps is everything the night has ever owned. But the Bayou.
Topanga Canyon, below the last signal bar, the phone goes quiet. And quiet out here is not the absence of sound, but the presence of everything else. The canyon breathes at night with a specific respiratory pattern. The oak trees in the creek and the darkness redistributed on the shelf. I drove up here from Silver Lake because the city got too legible. Too many meanings in too many windows. Too much information displayed. Topanga below the last signal is where the G-Funk groove belongs. In a space where the only narrative is the one that the canyon made. The soft brass stabs from the Wurlitzer adjacent textures sound like they belong to this geography specifically. I played them in the city and they're beautiful but contained. Out here they expand until the canyon wall is listening individually.
Topanga below the last signal,
where the city stops narrating
and the canyon takes the mic. Topanga below the last signal.
The G-Funk roads replaced with Wurlitzer. Warmer, grittier, right? Yeah. There's a pull-off at the second bend where 3 Canyon J's have built a routine around the cars that stop at night to park. They don't fear headlights. They've seen too many of us making pilgrimages to this specific elevation to process the dark. The move bass underneath the groove is doing something structural here, holding the canyon in its frequency, preventing it from sliding. I know this is projection and I do not apologize for it. The bass exists below the range of argument. It's presiding.
Topanga below the last signal,
What? Where the city stops narrating
and the canyon takes the mic. Topanga below the last signal.
breezy summer texture, even in November, even at night. I think about the jazz clubs back in New York at this hour, and how Carter on the bass is probably pulling notes from air. And I think about Miss Yvette still in the folding chair on Claiborne, and how all 3 of us are in the dark without entirely knowing where. 3 different darks, the canyon dark, the Bayou dark, the jazz club dark. Each one requires a different kind of sitting still. Topanga dark is the most literal. No ceiling, no walls, no instrumental witness. Just the canyon and the groove and the specific chill.
Below the last signal,
where the city stops narrating
and the canyon takes the mic. Topanga below the last signal.
The soft brass, the move bass, the canyon are all breezy and precise. But the breezy summer texture on this track is deliberately paradoxical, because canyons in November are not summer and not breezy at all. But G-Funk has always been about the feeling that the season can't deliver. The warmth the climate owes you, but withholds since the fall. I stay until the canyon tells me something I can use, which is usually nothing, which is usually exactly what I need.
Topanga below the last signal
is the West Coast's specific lesson. Sometimes the most articulate thing the night can do is recede. ledger doesn't lie. Every entry dated, every move accounted for before the move was made. I kept the books on 125th when nobody else bothered. Now the books are what the competition's afraid. You think the game is instinct, I say it's infrastructure. Think it's charisma, I say it's compound interest. Every year I held the corner, every year it paid a dividend. Patience on the east side is the highest form of contest. MPC 3000 running in my chest, punchy, tight, deliberate. Every syllable a beat, every bar a bill I'm cashing in. Harlem doesn't gamble, Harlem makes probabilistic decisions, and the ledger is the document that says exactly where I've been. The Harlem Ledger is open, every name accounted, every dollar that came through and every dollar that walked out. I know the difference between a man who's spending and a man who's building, and the ledger knows exactly which one carries the most clout. They brought the West Coast operation east without a translator. Tried to run the strip aesthetic on a city made of words. Harlem negotiates, we don't just declare and occupy. The ledger doesn't recognize authority from what it's never heard. I count in syllables, and in cycles and in seasons. A year in Harlem is a century of study. If you're watching right, you'll see the same man make the same mistake 3 consecutive Octobers. The ledger notes it, and the ledger doesn't fight. The Harlem Ledger is open, every name accounted, every dollar that came through and every dollar that walked out. I know the difference between a man who's spending and a man who's building, and the ledger knows exactly which one carries the most clout. Marcus tried to run a parallel economy on Linux. The ledger caught it in the second week of decimal off. A decimal is everything when the margin is already thin. Harlem doesn't forgive the man who plays the ledger soft. I got internal rhyme running through the architecture of my business. Got near rhyme in the contracts that nobody sees on paper. Got assonance in the agreements between the east side players. The ledger is the language, and the ledger is the behavior. This is not the South's testimony, not the West Coast territory claim. This is Harlem's specific instrument, the documented account. Every corner has a different name for the same game. Harlem calls it bookkeeping, and the bookkeeping is the amount. The Harlem Ledger is open, every name accounted, every dollar that came through and every dollar that walked out. I know the difference between a man who's spending and a man who's building, and the ledger knows exactly which one carries the most. I run this borough on vocabulary and on memory. Never needed to get loud when the ledger could speak. The boom bap underneath my argument is the infrastructure that makes every word I say feel like the specific, unique. Swing, groove in the data, MPC precision in the planning, breakbeat in the negotiations, everything on time. The Harlem Ledger closes when the last man understands that the east side didn't just play the game. We define the paradigm. The Harlem Ledger is open, read it close, read it final. Every name, every dollar, every October they forgot. 4 corners, same game, but Harlem holds the original copy, and the ledger says the east side never stop. Never stop. Never stop. Never stop. Never stop.
Iberville held open till 4. That's not a miracle, that's the minimum. This city has never understood the concept of a closing time. The quarter runs on a different understanding of when night ends. It ends when the congregation decides, not by any posted sign. I've been inside the last bar on Iberville at 3:55, standing at a counter that's been standing since before the storm. Miss Lorraine behind the bar has a way of looking at the clock that communicates, I see it, it changes nothing, you're still warm. Oh, Iberville held up until 4. The Nola brass still playing from somewhere on the street outside. Iberville held up until 4. The gospel chop in the mix because Nola puts the sacred in the ride. The Sorokay's a second line texture in this final Nola hour. It's not ironic, it is perfectly sincere. Nola celebrates at 4 in the morning because the alternative is pride is something that should disappear. And Nola has buried too many things to treat any hour as expendable. The brass plays because it has to, because grief and joy are not divided here. The gospel chop in the production is the city's spiritual infrastructure. Before you play the party music, you acknowledge what the party's cost this year. Iberville held open till 4, the Nola brass still playing from somewhere on the street outside. Iberville held open till 4, the chop gospel vocal rising through the mixes, Nola's dignified. I've been to La Cienega, running green lights in the dark. I've been to Brooklyn, counting empty tables after 2. But Iberville at 4 in the morning is a different kind of staying. It's not running and it's not counting, it's a covenant with the true. The true is what the city has always been practicing at this hour. The jazz and the grief and the celebration held simultaneously. I don't know how you hold 3 contradictory things in one gesture, but Iberville it foreshows you, it shows you relentlessly. Iberville held open till 4, the Nola brass still playing from somewhere on the street outside. Iberville held open till 4, and Miss Lorraine has seen 1,000 4 o'clocks and none are the same. Second line texture is the loudest thing in the room. Not loud with volume, loud with the weight of what it's choosing to express. Nola says yes to the night at 4 in the morning, when every other city has already started the arithmetic of mourning and arrest. Iberville held open till 4, the Nola brass still playing from somewhere on the street outside. Chop the brass loop, the second line, all still alive. Iberville held open till 4, held open, still held open, 'cause the night runs deeper here and the city knows the dead. Iberville held open till 4, and what the bar holds at 4 a.m. is not the last drink, it's the city drawing its most careful breath.
Yeah. The third set starts when the room stops being an audience and becomes a conversation nobody scheduled in advance. The musicians know the count, they've cleared 2 sets of obligation. The third set is the one they play because they can. I've been the last man standing in enough Harlem jazz rooms to know the third set has a different gravity than anything before it. The Wurlitzer sounds more honest when it's past the second intermission. The vibraphone plays softer, and the softness is what scores it.
Third set landing.
The room at 1:30 with the real ones left.
Third set landing.
When the quartet plays for 12 instead of 60.
Third set landing.
The lights are lower, but the music is more lit.
Third set landing.
This is what the night was building up to specifically. Raymond plays the vibraphone on Linux at the Club de Lisa Annex. He's been there every Friday since the 90s lost their urgency. He plays the same way at 12:30 as he does at 3 in the morning, because consistency is Raymond's form of musicianship and sovereignty. The upright bass beneath him holds the room without announcing. The bass player's name is Dara, and she plays like she's protecting something. The something is the groove. The groove is the collective memory of every third set that this room has ever been hosting. 130 with the real ones left. Third
set landing.
when the quartet plays for 12 instead of 60.
Third set landing.
The lights are lower, but the music is more lit.
Third set landing.
This is where Harlem keeps the version that it likes. I think about the West Coast, driving their ridges and their canyons, and I understand the solitude. I've had my own version on the 2 train. But the third set in Harlem is the city's way of drawing inward. And the inward is where all the honest music gets its name. The boom bap swing beneath this jazz appreciation is the drum machine acknowledging what the live kid left behind. The 2 exist in conversation, programmed and organic, the way the third set exists in conversation with the grind.
Third set landing.
The room at 130 with the real ones left. Third
set landing.
when the quartet plays for 12 instead of 60.
Third set landing.
The lights are lower, but the music is more lit.
Third set landing.
This is where New York puts what it can't say out loud. I counted 17 third sets that changed the way I heard the city. 17 moments when the music moved from performance to address. Harlem has a way of speaking to you specifically after midnight, when the room is small enough that the music has no choice but to confess. The melancholic soul texture in the Wurlitzer is not grief exactly. It's the weight of everything the night has processed up to here. The third set doesn't try to lift you or to reconcile your history. It simply plays the truth until the truth becomes something you can hear. The room at 130 with the real ones left.
Third set landing.
When the quartet plays for 12 instead of 60.
Third set landing.
The lights are low, but the music is more lit.
Third set landing.
Raymond on the viral phone, Dara on the bass.
Third set landing.
Harlem teaching what the other coasts can't trace.
Confess to it speaks the low truth underneath my shoes. Houston taught me how to ride slow through everything, even the nights that I was bound to lose. Miss Glory used to say, why learn to carry what you carry? Don't let nobody see the weight inside the walk. The third ward don't forgive a man who shows his weakness early, and the 808 bass already knows how to talk. Slow gospel of the 808. The South don't rush what the South already knows. Slow gospel of the 808. The weight ride low where only Houston goes. I came up watching Men in Purple beneath the overpass. Cadillac tilted bass so low it moved the air. They didn't speak of what they carried, just how they carried it. And the third ward congregation always stopped to stare. This is not the East Coast, it's verbal calculation. This is not the West Coast, stripped down decoration. This is the South's way, mournful and deliberate, where power moves the way the Bayou moves at night falls patience. The game in Houston has a different kind of testimony. You don't announce it, you let the trunk vibrate instead. The 808 is the deacon, the slow crowd is the sermon. The chopped and screw philosophy speaks slow or speaks dead. Slow gospel of the 808. The South don't rush what the South already knows. Slow gospel of the 808. What the Bayou carries only Houston's faithful shows. I seen them underestimate the slowness of this corner, confuse the crowd for weakness.
this, that's the tax they had to learn. The South extracts its tuition from the ones who mistake patience for a man who hasn't figured out his own return. Raymond kept his cutlass clean through 3 consecutive August. Drove it to the same location every Tuesday before dark. The third war watches everything and registers what's consistent. Consistency in Houston is the highest form of art. The 808 drops at a tempo that the chest remembers, not the ear, the chest where the decisions live. And every man in this geography knows the bottom frequency is the language that the Southern pimp philosophy gives. Slow gospel of the 808. The South don't rush what the South already knows. Slow gospel of the 808. Every corner costs the same when you learn to move this slow. They tried to bring the fast bounce energy down south. The redirectors tried to move the whole philosophy from crowd to run, but Houston never answered with a speed it wasn't built for. Every gospel moves at the tempo of its son. Slow gospel of the 808. Let it drop, let it rock, let it roll, let it testify. 808 knows it. Slow gospel of the 808. The 4th ward and the 3rd ward and the Bayou's lullaby. Every corner has a different name for the same game. Down south we call it witness and we take it slow and right. The Mack who learned his tempo from the Houston midnight crawling is the Mack who still got something left by morning light.
Pacific Coast Protocol. Pacific Coast Protocol. Pacific Coast Protocol. Learn it or lead a freeway. The city runs on systems that the visitor can't read. I've had the map of LA memorized since 91 in August, and the protocol is everything that fills the spaces in between. Not Compton's raw declaration, this is LA's precision. The 4, 5, and 2 a.m. is the document that proves it. I run the Latitude from Hollywood to Inglewood on schedule. Pacific Coast Protocol. You follow it or lose it. TR 808 in the foundation. Every bass punch pre-approved, every movement calculated. Before the movement's visible, the West Coast has 2 languages. The one they use for tourists and the one that runs the actual physics of the grid. Pacific Coast Protocol. 12 months, no exception. The coastal fog doesn't take a holiday. Neither do I. I've watched men try to freelance in the city built on systems. The city eats the freelancers and doesn't tell you why. I know every gate on Crenshaw, every code on the Brea. I know what y'all with the management of every block shifts over. The Pacific Coast Protocol is not a rigid document. It updates every season and I update with October. They try to run the East Coast model in the LA infrastructure. Tried to use the philosophy where physics should have been. Harlem's vocabulary is a beautiful construction, but LA doesn't negotiate, it runs on discipline. Pacific Coast, Pacific Coast, Pacific Coast. 12 months, no exception. The coastal fog doesn't take a holiday, neither do I. No room for improvisation when the inventory's this specific. No room for sentiment when the protocol is tight. Deshaun runs the wheel shot corridor from 6 to 2 on Thursdays. Carl holds the La Cienega strip from 10 to 3. Both of them are fluent in the protocol. I wrote them in the protocol. Is the only thing that keeps the city free. The heavy TR 808 in my chest doesn't skip a single time, and every bass punch lands exactly where the chart expects it to land. Pacific Coast Protocol is not intimidation, it's engineering. The most dangerous thing in LA is a man with an organized plan. Pacific Coast Protocol, 12 months, no exception. The coastal fog doesn't take a holiday, neither do I. I watch men try to freelance in the city built on systems. The city eats the freelancers and doesn't tell you why. Yeah. 4 corners, same game, but the West Coast runs the manual. The East thinks in theory, the South runs on feeling. The Bay counts bread, LA counts in protocols. Pre-approved, pre-scheduled, predetermined. The city that taught the country what a system looks like. Led Pacific Coast Protocol. Write it down, memorize it. Pacific Coast Protocol. The coast already runs on time. Pacific Coast Protocol.
Pacific Coast Protocol, 4 corners, 1 acknowledgement. The West Coast Protocol is the architecture of the climb.
Tallow and Swagger, that's the Memphis combination. Fat candle burning slow, but the flame don't apologize. No bounce on the snare, Memphis horns on the intro. The South is celebrating everything in Northern Eyes. Trunk ratting down Beale Street with the windows down at midnight. Every stoplight is a stage and I perform it perfect clean. They don't do it like this in New York, they don't do it like this in Compton. This is Southern Hemisphere, this is what the bounce routine means. Tallow and Swagger, Memphis calls the shots. Tallow and Swagger, know it keeps the heat. Tallow and Swagger, every corner, every block. Tallow and Swagger, Southside can't be beat. I run this operation like a second line procession. Every element in order, every movement deliver it loud. Memphis taught me that the showmanship is not an affectation. The showman is the product and the product draws the crowd. The band and keep the colors running clean on Union Avenue. Lil' Juno's every face that's come and gone on the street. The Nola brass is playing in the background of every transaction. When the music's this good, baby, the business stays complete. Tallow and Swagger, Memphis calls the shots. Tallow and Swagger, Nola keeps the heat. Tallow and Swagger, every corner, every block. Tallow and Swagger, the South don't ever retreat. They brought their quiet operations down to Memphis last September. Thought the noise meant there was no infrastructure underneath, but the bounces got a rhythm and the rhythm's got an architecture, and the architecture runs so deep it's in the Beale Street concrete. I've got a Memphis on philosophy on every morning. Bounce cadence in the way I walk from block to block, block, block. The showman and the businessman are not two separate people. When you're Southern, what you show is what you got. Tallow and Swagger, Memphis calls the shots. Tallow and Swagger, Nola keeps the heat. Tallow and Swagger, every corner, every block. Tallow and Swagger, 4 corners won't repeat. And know the brass plays even when the grief is in the coffin. In Memphis the snare hits even when the night turns mean. This is the South's contribution to the philosophy of dominance. Make it loud enough that nobody mistakes what this lifestyle means. The trunk speaks first and the man walks out behind it. The bounce announces, then the Mack collects the room. 4 corners have their languages and this is all down south. Tallow burning, Swagger walking horns at noon. Tallow and Swagger, Memphis calls the shots. Tallow and Swagger, Nola keeps the heat. Tallow and Swagger, every corner, every block. Tallow and Swagger, South top what the other corners need. Tallow and Swagger, say it loud, say it Memphis. Tallow and Swagger, bounce it hard, say it Nola. Tallow and Swagger, 4 corners, 1 conclusion. Tallow and Swagger, the South was never smaller. Yeah. La Cienega, bottom of the night. Yeah. La Cienega at the bottom of the night. No lane changes left to make. Every light is green for 17 consecutive blocks and I take them all. The city at this hour is a gift that nobody asked for and nobody can return. And the flute loop over the mood bass is the sound of the city's withdrawal. I don't come to La Cienega for destination, I come for the corridor. The way this boulevard runs without apology from north to south. It doesn't pretend it leads somewhere, it just runs. In the running is the lesson, and the flute melody is what the running sounds like coming out. La Cienega at the bottom of the night. Every signal green, no one to witness the compliance. La Cienega at the bottom of the night. The G-Funk flute loop over the moon is the sound of this alliance. I've been driving since the empty stage in Brooklyn crossed my mind at 9. I've been driving since the canyon gave me nothing I could use. La Cienega at 3 in the morning is the West Coast final argument. You don't solve it, you just move until the movement is the news. The flute loop enters where the brass stabs used to be. More fragile, more exposed, more honest than the stabs could manage. Brass announces, flute confesses, and at the bottom of the night, confession is the only register that doesn't feel like damage.
La Cienega, at the bottom of the night.
Every signal green, no one to witness the compliance. I see it.
La Cienega, at the bottom of the night.
The flute is saying what the brass could never quite say in the silence. I think about 3 cities at this hour running simultaneously. In Harlem, the third set is probably still finding its true shape. And Lola the Bayou is receiving everything Iberville released. And here on La Cienega, the flute is threading through the cityscape. 3 cities, 3 versions of the same 3 a.m. negotiation.
What do you do
when the night stops giving you permission to distract? The East Coast finds a room and lets the jazz address the question. The South opens its water and lets the water answer back.
La Cienega, at the bottom of the night.
Every signal green, no one to witness the compliance.
La Cienega, at the bottom of the night.
The West Coast keeps on driving, that's the covenant. That's the pact, yeah, yeah. The warm, soulful texture in the mood bass isn't warm tonight. Or warm in the way that heat and vulnerability are both warm things. The bottom of the night has a warmth that isn't comfort. It's the warmth of the last thing open before the first bird sings. I know this boulevard won't save me, and I'm not here to be saved. I'm here because the alternative was stopping, and stopping feels wrong. La Cienega, at the bottom of the night, is not a destination. It's the proof that I was here, still moving, still running with the song.
At the bottom of the night.
The flute loop over mood, confessing what the brass refused.
La Cienega, at the bottom of the night.
Still green, still moving, still running, still unused. Oh. La Cienega.
Mulholland. Mulholland at 3:30. Mulholland day. That's what I call the hour. When the city lights below stop being a city and become a concept, I pull over at the overlook because there's nothing left to drive toward. And the road's piano from the speakers makes the most correct sound for this exact geography, this exact elevation. The mook bass underneath it holds the valley in suspension. G-funk at midnight with the soft brass barely touching is the only honest language for this level of ascension. I've driven this road in the afternoon and it was just a road. Expensive houses behind expensive hedges, nothing to report. But Mulholland at 3:30 strange is a different cartography. The city becomes a map of what the daytime couldn't afford. Mulholland at 3:30 strange. The valley lights below already know your name. Mulholland at 3:30 strange. The rose piano makes it beautiful. The night does the same. Yeah. There's a pull-off where 3 other cars have had the same idea. All of us watching the same grid from the same angle of respect. I don't know who they are, but I know what brought them here. The specific loneliness of LA that the day refuses to protect. The soft brass stabs coming on the second measure of the loop. Gentle, almost apologetic, the way the West Coast gets sincere.
LA doesn't do sincerity easily in the daylight hours, but Mulholland at 1/2 strange will let it appear. Mulholland at 1/2 strange. The valley lights below already know your name. Mulholland at 1/2 strange. The move bass holds the whole thing from dissolving in the dark. I think about the East Coast on this road sometimes, and how their version of this hour is a jazz club with 12 people inside. I think about the South and how their version is a second line procession, but West Coast does it with a car and elevation. That's the ride. No apology for solitude out here. It's the resource, the thing that Los Angeles has been mining since the beginning. Mulholland is the city's way of saying, here's the view, here's the music. Now tell me what you came to this coast believing. Mulholland at 1/2 strange. The valley lights below already know your name. Mulholland at 1/2 strange. The G-Funk Roads piano playing what the city's been concealing. Smooth late night texture on the snare, not aggressive, just present. The way your drum machine sounds when it's keeping time for no one else. I played the same loop every time I drive this road at midnight, because the loop and the elevate keep me honest with myself. And honest is the rarest thing in LA at any hour, but Mulholland at 1/2 strange extracts it from the chest. The city lights below are beautiful, the way all incomplete things are beautiful. And the road's chord holds the moment just before the note requests the rest. Mulholland at 1/2 strange. The valley lights below already know your name. Mulholland at 1/2 strange. The night runs different at this altitude. Runs deep, runs strange, runs strange.
Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Well, I'm done. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Issue from the boulevard itself, not from Harlem's philosophy, not from Houston's 808, not from Memphis' circuit. From the strip that built the standard, Crenshaw Boulevard is where the West Coast made its case. The heavy bass punch beneath this statement is the signature. No Tria 808 apology, no speed to 100 overture. Crenshaw runs on a different kind of instrument entirely. The drum machine that doesn't need to justify its procedure. I watched four corners claim the territory in the method. I respected everyone from the appropriate distance, but Crenshaw didn't wait for a consensus on the question. Crenshaw issued the decree with maximum persistence. Crenshaw Decree. No appeal, no amendment. Crenshaw Decree. The boulevard already spoke. Crenshaw Decree. Four corners heard the verdict. Crenshaw Decree. West Coast never asked to be woke. Crenshaw Decree. The pimpin' Crenshaw doesn't write philosophy like Harlem. The pimpin' Crenshaw doesn't carry gospel weight like Houston. The pimpin' Crenshaw doesn't celebrate like Memphis does on Bill. The Crenshaw pimp decreed the game before the others had a solution. Stripped to the architecture, no excess in the operation. Every element functional, every member earning weight. Crenshaw taught me that the most powerful statement is the minimum. The decree is 4 words. Crenshaw runs this straight. The heavy bass punch underneath this declaration is not an argument. It's the gavel coming down. 4 corners, same game, but Crenshaw holds the gavel, and the gavel hits the bench regardless of the town. Crenshaw Decree. No appeal, no amendment. Crenshaw Decree. The boulevard already spoke. Crenshaw Decree. 4 corners heard the verdict. Crenshaw Decree. The West Coast hosts the docket. I don't need Memphis volume to establish what I've established. I don't need Harlem wordplay to document what's documented. The bass punch and the hard drum machine in collaboration is the Crenshaw way of saying this was never up for debate. They brought their testimony, brought their ledgers, brought their bounce. Crenshaw watched it all without a single shift in posture. The decree was already written on the boulevard itself, in asphalting and chroming, and the cost it all for paid after. The stripped hard texture of this final statement is not emptiness, it's what remains when everything is stripped to core. Crenshaw Decree is what you get when you remove all the pretense. The West Coast Mack, who never once was running what he wasn't. Crenshaw Decree. No appeal, no amendment. Crenshaw Decree. The boulevard already spoke. Crenshaw Decree. Four corners heard the verdict. Crenshaw Decree. West side, final, close. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. Read it, no revision. Crenshaw Decree. The street already signed it. Crenshaw Decree. Four corners, one conclusion. Crenshaw Decree. The boulevard designed it. Crenshaw Decree. Crenshaw Decree. The West Coast didn't need permission to be free. Stripped to the bone, and the bone is what you see. Crenshaw Decree. The decree. This is way.
I've been everywhere the night runs deepest. And I know it's texture now. The muted trumpet over Bayou St. John. Miss Celestin on the bank. The third set, where Raymond plays the vibraphone past the obligation. Guerra on the bass holding Harlem's weight without needing to be thanked. 14 tables in an empty stage in Brooklyn at 2:30. Keisha at the register with eyes on the middle distance of the dark. La Cienega running green through 17 consecutive intersections. And Iberville still held open with Miss Lorraine keeping every mark. The last freeway before the light changes is where I'm landing now. The 110 going south with the Wurlitzer and the flute loop in the mix. The sky to the east is doing something that isn't quite morning yet. And the freeway is the last sentence before the paragraph that breaks. The last freeway before the light changes. Everything that the night held is still held. Barely here. The last freeway before the light changes. The G-Funk flute over Wurlitzer is the sound of disappear. I've been everywhere the night runs deepest, and the depth is different always. East Coast depth is vertical, it goes down into the room. West Coast depth is horizontal, it spreads across the miles of blacktop. NOLA depth is both and neither, it moves the way the Bayou moves through flume. But all three depths are real, and all three are available to anyone who's willing to stay past the hour when the casuals surrender. The night runs deeper here than anywhere I've been. And I've been everywhere, and everywhere the night runs deepest to its center. The last freeway before the light changes. Everything that the night held is still held. Barely here. The last freeway before the light changes. The sky is making a decision that the freeway can't defer. I think about Miss Yvette on a folding chair on Claiborne, and the Canyon Jays that don't fear headlights at the Topanga bend. And Carter on the upright bass in New York, still finishing the measure. And the gospel chops still rising over Iberville before the end. All of these are happening simultaneously, that's the discovery. The night isn't local, it runs in parallel across every geography. Every city at 4:35 in the morning has the same negotiation. The moment when the dark admits it can no longer be the only free. The last freeway before the light changes. Everything that the night held is still held. Barely here. The last freeway before the light changes. The smooth late night texture warming into something I can't keep. I've been everywhere the night runs deepest, and the depth is not location. Depth is willingness to stay. The night runs deeper here than anywhere I've been. But here is everywhere I've been, and everywhere the night makes way. I've been everywhere.
The night runs deepest here at the end. 3 cities, 1 last freeway, 1 sky about to turn. The Wurlitzer and the flute loop playing what I couldn't plan to feel. The last freeway before the light changes. This is what the night has to earn.